Welcome to my channel if you're new, welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today I will be sharing some anticipated thriller book releases coming out in the month of October. So I had a little bit harder time finding releases for this month because there's not as many big book releases coming out this month. However, I found some smaller ones and they still sound really good. Smaller as in they have less Goodreads reviews. But I want to share them with you because, again, I found some really good plots that look pretty promising. So I have 9 books to recommend here, and let's just get into the video. Nanny Needed by Georgina Cross is coming out on the 5th. So Sarah is not living a life she's very happy with, she's not fulfilled, and she's kind of down in the dumps. But she finds an ad for a nanny position, so she decides to pursue it. And she's interviewed, she gets the job, and the only thing that's a little strange is she has to sign an NDA. But she kind of puts this aside, she doesn't really think too much of it, because it seems like the dream job. It's going to be in a penthouse apartment, and the mom seems really cool, and she's just vibing with the family, and she's really excited. However, once she arrives, things start to feel a little bit off. The wife never leaves the house alone, and it's a little ambiguous about what happened to the nanny before. She can't figure it out. And then she soon learns some dark secrets. So this sounds really intriguing. It gives me a little bit of Lock Every Door vibes, so I am really interested in this one. Last Girl Ghosted by Lisa Unger is also coming out on the 5th. So I'm gonna read this synopsis. So think twice before you swipe. She met him through a dating app, an intriguing picture on a screen, a date at a downtown bar. What she thought might be just a quick hookup became much more. She fell for him hard. It happens sometimes. A powerful connection with a perfect stranger takes you by surprise. Could it be love? But then, just as things were getting real, he stood her up. Then he disappeared. Profiles deleted, phone disconnected. She was ghosted. Maybe it was her fault. She shared too much too fast. But isn't that always what women think? That they're the ones to blame? Soon she learns there were others, girls who thought they were in love, girls who later went missing. She had been looking for a connection, but now she's looking for answers, chasing a digital trail into his dark past and hers. She finds herself on a dangerous hunt, and she's not sure whether she's the predator or the prey. This one sounds super interesting. The whole dating app premise just sounds so realistic and creepy. So I'm really looking forward to picking this one up when I get a chance. The Neighbor's Secret by Alison L. Heller is coming out on the 5th as well. Cottonwood Estates seems like the perfect place to live and just such a safe community to raise a family in. The Cottonwood Book Club meets once a month and they, get together over cocktails and they gossip a little bit and talk about the books. They like reading thriller and horror novels because they feel like they're safe in their communities, so it doesn't really scare them at all. There starts to be vandalism though that is targeting the women in the book club, and it's becoming increasingly more violent, and whoever's doing this is starting to threaten exposing all of their secrets. They all agree that the most important thing to them is protecting their children, even if it means someone needs to die. I love when books explore this concept of a place that feels like it should be really safe and protected, and then when it's not, it feels that much scarier. So I forgot to talk about a book, and it looks really good. It has a trope I love. And it's that trope where it's a group of friends reuniting on an isolated island and tensions happen and some dark secrets are revealed. So The Weekend Escape by Rakie, Bennett, and this one is coming out on the 8th. And so, like I said, tensions boil, there's some dark secrets revealed, and one of the friends happens to be a murderer. And so they're trying to survive, and they're stuck in a storm, and they're in an isolated island, and this one just sounds really good. On the 12th, No One Will Miss Her will come out, and this one is by Rosenfield. So I'm gonna read the description for this one. On a beautiful October morning in rural Maine, a homicide investigator from the state police pulls into the hard-luck town of Copper Falls. The local junkyard is burning, and the town pariah Lizzie Owlett is dead with her husband, Dwayne, nowhere to be found. As scandal ripples through the community, Detective Ian Bird's inquiries unexpectedly lead him away from small-town Maine to a swank city townhouse several hours south. Adrienne Richards, blonde and fabulous social media influencer and wife of a disgraced billionaire, had been renting Lizzie's tiny lake house as a country getaway, even though Copper Falls is anything but a resort town. As Adrienne's connection to the case becomes clear, so too does her connection to Lizzie, who narrates their story from beyond the grave. Each woman is desperately lonely in her own way, and they navigate a relationship that cuts across class boundaries. The Mother Next Door by Tara Laskowski is coming out on the 12th. Good mothers never show their feelings, never spill their secrets, never admit to murder. The annual Halloween block party is the pinnacle of the year on idyllic suburban cul-de-sac Ivy Woods Drive. An influential group of neighborhood moms known as the Ivy Five plans the event for months, except the Ivy Five has been for a long time. When a new mother moves to town eager to fit in, the moms see it as an opportunity to make the group whole again. This year's block party should be the best yet, until the women start receiving anonymous messages threatening to expose the quiet neighborhood's dark past and the lengths they've gone to hide it. As secrets seep out and the threats intensify, the Ivy Five must sort the loyal from the disloyal, the good from the bad. They'll do anything to protect their families, but when a twisted plot is revealed with dangerous consequences, their steady foundation begins to crumble, leaving one certainty. After this year's block party, Ivy Woods Drive will never be the same. On the 13th, The Midnight Man is coming out, and this is by Caroline Mitchell, and this one barely has any reviews, but it sounds really intriguing. On Halloween night, 5 girls go to Black Hall Manor and play the Midnight Game, which involves them writing their names on a sheet of paper and then soaking it in their blood. At midnight, they knock on the door 22 times and invite the Midnight Man in. After this ritual, though, only 4 girls come home. Detective Sarah Noble has a connection in her past to Black Hall Manor, and even though she's been running from it, she will have to confront it because in order to solve this case, she has to go back to what she experienced. So this looks like a police thriller, but it also seems to have some supernatural elements, and the supernatural elements are sort of what really interested me in this one, and just the whole idea of them doing this ritual and kind of inviting this Midnight Man in. Like, who is this Midnight Man? I need to know some context in this. So yeah, that one looks really intriguing. Fan Club by Erin Meyer is coming out on the 26th. Day after day, our narrator, a gloomy millennial, searches for meaning beyond her vacuous job at a women's lifestyle website, entering text into a computer system while she watches their beauty editor unwrap box after box of perfectly packaged bits of happiness. Then one night at a dive bar, she hears a message in the newest single by child actor turned international pop star Adriana Argento, and she is struck. Soon she loses herself to the online fandom, a community whose members feverishly track Adriana's every move. When a colleague notices the extent of her obsession, she's invited to join an enigmatic group of adult Adriana superfans who call themselves the Ivies and worship her music in witchy candlelit listening parties. As the narrator becomes more entrenched in the group, she gets closer to uncovering the sinister secrets that bind them together, while simultaneously losing her grip on reality. So this one sounds really, really unique. It almost reminds me of a Mona Awad premise. Even though I've never read anything by this author, it kind of just gives me those vibes. So the last one is definitely an isolated thriller, which makes me really excited. This one's coming out on the 26th, and it is These Silent Woods by Kimi Cunningham Grant. So a father and a daughter are living in hiding, and they are living in a remote cabin in the Appalachian Mountains. They don't have any electricity, and actually only 2 people know they exist in the world. So the father is definitely hiding from something in his past. We don't know what happened, but he's hiding out with his daughter, and his daughter starts to get tired living this life in isolation and not having any relationships with anybody else but her father. So one of the 2 people who knows they exist is his friend Jake from the past. And every year he brings them food and supplies. However, this year he does not show up, and actually a stranger stumbles into their land. And the dad is forced to decide if he wants to remain in hiding or face his past. So that's it for everything I could find this month. Let me know what sounds the most interesting to you and what your reading plans are. There's definitely more horror releases coming out this month because it is October, so that makes sense, but these still sound really interesting. I hope you all are having a wonderful month, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.